Hi, I'm Katie from Chroma and you're watching TLS.
Speaking of Chroma, so I love your music, first of all.
Oh, thank you.
Really into it. So I'm really pleased I get to interview you.
Yay.
So you're a Welsh band?
Yeah. So we're from the South Wales Valleys in Aberdeen. So I'm from Aberdeen originally, but the boys are from Pontypridd. But yeah, I live in Cardiff now, so I moved to the big city.
Girls Talk, which is your biggest track, is a bit of
Yeah.
a Cardiff babe anthem. Is this true?
No, it's mad. So someone told me, oh my god, she's one of my friends like told me she's like fan and stuff. She was like, I really like listening to girls talk when I'm doing bench presses.
Yes!
So she's lifting weights. Got a t-shirt that says "Don't talk over me," and people have like really run with that recently, and they're like, I don't know, people are like wearing it to Zoom meetings and stuff for like when people talk over them. So I'm just like, yeah, wicked, fab.
So good.
The main hook to the song "Girls Talk" came about when there was this guy that I really liked, and he started like trying to go with one of my friends, and then I don't know, obviously we talked to each other about it, and then like I don't know, he was just kind of got the shove, and then he was just like, it was mad because it's like, mate, like girls talk to each other.
Yeah, we're not fit.
How do you think this is gonna go down?
Yeah.
But I also think like it's something like really powerful, the way like women can have conversations and talk, and it can be something really powerful, like that sisterhood, you know.
Oh yeah.
And definitely. So like I think it was written like ages ago, but it's like something I'm really proud of.
Yeah, you
and
should
like
be. When you said girls bleed, I went straight to, I'm reading the book Period Power, and I'm like, to be able to take that from it, whereas you might have meant it in a symbolic way, I was like, oh, we're having these conversations, and like, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's just like a fact of life. Like I don't know, I was talking to one of my partner's like friends the other day, and he was like, yeah, women have like a really tough deal, like they have babies and periods, man, like periods are awful. And I was just like, I'm glad you're having this like enlightened moment.
So you have played Reading and Leeds. Tell me about everything, please.
Yeah. I was really ill at the time. I had like tonsillitis. So like I was just like, oh my god, how am I gonna do this? So just like kind of scrape on the makeup, and just like I was like, this is a dream come true. I'm not gonna let the boys down. I'm gonna get through it. And it was like a weird experience because like obviously I was kind of like battling with that at the time, and like the footage of us back isn't necessarily the best set that we've ever played. And I think like in my brain I was like, oh god, this is on camera, you know, and like I'm like, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to redeem myself in another way. Played Radio 1's big weekend the following year, I think it was, and that was in Swansea, and I was really happy with that set. So it's just like live music, you know, sometimes things go wrong and sometimes you're not feeling your best, and like you just, as a musician, you just try and get through and try and give the best show that you can on the day.
Would you say that there is less space, especially in the field that you're in, doing alternative music? Do you feel like that there's less space, like going back to festivals, etc.? Like, do you think that there's a bit of a gap?
Oh, definitely. I think like with Reading and Leeds and stuff, like kind of last year, I remember when they did the same poster again, where they blanked out all of the male acts compared to the female acts, and it's like, one of the reasons why we started our band was because the boys were really into alternative rock and they were looking for like a female singer, because the first like Reading and Leeds kind of gender equality kind of thing came out, and that was why we started. And then it's just like they kind of relaxed back into their old ways, and I feel like these big festivals are obviously a reflection of what's going on, you know, in like wider society or like the wider music scene.
There's so much talent out there. There's so much talent from female artists. Why aren't the bookers making space and just realizing that talent transcends, like you said?
I don't know, like sometimes I feel like, okay, I don't want to be someone who fits a quota, but also there should be a quota. People should be checking themselves really because like at the end of the day, like when you've got a lineup which is full of dudes who are playing the same kind of music, it's just all the same really. Like,
try it and have a look, and if that set is really similar, put some diversity in it, for God's sake, excite us again. So fitting a quota, I would say that you know, your music is so universal in ways. You've got these gorgeous hooks, but you've also implemented the Welsh language, and I just think that's so interesting. Please tell me what made you really stick to your guns there.
I love the Welsh language. It's great, it's beautiful, it's lovely, and it's got that amazing like historic like lilt to it. It's like one of the oldest languages in Europe, and in Wales you've got like a really strong like indie Welsh language scene, and being inspired by, I don't know, the Super Furry Animals and like these other influences, I felt like I really wanted to stick to my guns on this. And I kind of think sometimes people know what a good song is, like whatever language it is in, people know what a good song is. So we played like this festival in Catalonia, and I don't know, we were like one of the only bands playing English songs there, but we're also playing Welsh songs as well. And
I love your influences. So you've got yeahyeahyeahs, which is Karen O. You've got Gossip, Beth Ditto. Tell me about all the women that you absolutely love who have inspired you in your musical career, and why.
Like growing up, like I was really into Britney when I was a kid. I loved Britney. I know.
I've been listening to Britney this morning. I really have.
Like other artists that I'm really into, like I really love The Kills and PJ Harvey, and Gossip. Like obviously me and Beth Ditto have actually got the same birthday. I'm really into like indie artists as well. Like I'm really into Courtney Barnett. I remember when I first saw her in Green Man, and me and my friend like ran up the hill and like watched Courtney Barnett, and I was like, wow.
Head in Transit tells a story, doesn't it? And it's got the rock and indie elements.
Yeah, like that song, like I wrote when I was working in a call centre. So I was working in a call centre for Cardiff Council, and it's just a horrible place to work. Have you ever worked in a call centre?
Yes.
It's just so grim. It's work for like a housing association at the moment, and oh my god, like the stuff that you get, you're like, oh gosh. But sometimes it's really rewarding because you're helping people. Well, this brings us on really nicely to our album. So I wrote a song called Don't Mind Me, I'm Just Having a Breakdown. I remember writing that song when I ended up having like CBT. So I had CBT because I had really bad anxiety issues, and I used to get like sleep paralysis and stuff.
Oh my god.
But it's just so common, like panic attacks, and like it was mad, like when we released like Head in Transit, like the amount of people who came back and were like, okay, I've ended up in that situation. So I was really lucky that I got to access that for free, and I'm in a lot better place now. But like around that time, like I did write a lot about that experience, and about like kind of going through like a really tough time. Like that experience, it's like, oh well, I've gone through this, but at least I've got something out of it, you know. And when you're going through depression, it's good to like kind of sink into it but like you may as well listen to some lovely sad music at the same time.
Being a musician, being an empath, being an emotional person, like it's a real curse and a blessing, but it all comes hand in hand, and when you harness it.
Yeah, I'd rather be mental and myself, you know, than not being able to feel anything. I think like an important conversation to have between women at the moment is like women who are in positions of power but kind of push down other people. I think, you know, it's great that we're talking about like our bodies and our like body positivity, but okay, this is not your business. Like I like check myself a lot of the time when I kind of bitch about someone because they're women. I think I'm building on that now. It's important to talk about women in positions of power who oppress other women. I think like more and more you're seeing that. Like also I feel like body positivity, I feel like people are questioning now, like kind of, I follow Diet Prada on Instagram. I'm a proper lover of that Instagram page. I think women should be like sisters to each other and like not bitch about other women.
Yeah, definitely. But, do you think that for mental health as a woman online, do you think that it's important to have breaks from Instagram and such?
Oh, definitely. Like I don't know, it's weird like the way you edit like your face and stuff on Instagram. I think it is like really unhealthy.
I just think it's so unhealthy how we search for all these unrealistic beauty standards all the time when we're perfectly fine as we are, you know.
But we worked with this photographer called Megan Winstone. Yeah, basically like we were in the River Taff and like I was kind of like with my lockdown lumps kind of like wailing around, but like the kind of concept of it was like kind of body positivity, but also like kind of summer chic and stuff. But it was a really amazing experience to like do the shoot and that, because I felt really confident about like myself and like kind of not looking like the aesthetic of you know, like a pop princess or whatever. Now I'm in a place where like I do like accept myself a lot more, and I'm like, okay, this is, you know, the art, you know, it's not meant to be about, you know, losing weight for a shoot or like kind of changing your hair or like doing anything like that or making yourself fit like into a box that is, you know, palatable. Like definitely that, it's weird how that is kind of sunk into my little brain.
So what do you think that we should be doing to encourage women to go into the music industry? You were meant to do The Great Escape this year, weren't you?
Yeah, so we were I'm not sure, I think we were meant to do it like last year, but Great Escape's been cancelled now, right? Isn't it? Yeah, twice. So yeah, we're on a thing called Rebalance with Festival Republic, and it's basically meant to get like more women into music. And we went to like this talk about a year ago today, and I feel like it was yesterday because everyone's just been indoors doing nothing for a year. But yeah, so we're really hoping like, you know, next year hopefully to be part of the Rebalance stage and kind of do Great Escape, because when we played it was just magical. It was so great.